Okay.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Herald here on Badlands Media. I'm your host, Jon Herold, and I hope you all are having a great Wednesday so far. I'm a little tired, not going to lie. I've been spending a lot of time working on a special little project, and I'm excited to show you guys, hopefully this week. This show, because of this little project, I'm trying to finish it up today, will probably be shorter. I'm going to try. My goal is to keep it shorter. We'll see how things go, but I'm hoping this will be like the last show this week or for a while where I don't put in the normal show prep and pull all the stories and everything. I have a decent amount lined up, but we'll see what happens. I'll be saving most of my good stuff for the power hour tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern with Burning Bright. So make sure you guys tune in for that. No, not shorter new case. Sorry. I truly am sorry. But you'll see why soon, and you'll understand, I think. So just stay tuned, be patient with me. Trust it's for good reason. But yeah, we got a couple sponsors. We'll start off the show with that, and then I know on Breaking History right now they got a pretty good guest. I think it's the Eric Rice guy that was on with G Money last week. Who, if you haven't seen that episode, I'd encourage you to do so. It was really, really good. Yeah, we got some shutdown stuff we'll talk about. We got some Trump Truth Social posts, a couple stories from the Badlands website. Gold is way up. There's I think a Fox News story. No. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But let's quick start it off with the word from our sponsors, and then we'll get rolling.
You could make the argument that the more pharmaceuticals we have, the sicker we get. The more statins prescribed, the more heart disease there is, the more metformin taken, the more diabetes. And trust me, the more Ozempic we take, the more obese we'll get. That's because you cannot medicate a lifestyle disease. But 20 years ago, a study was done on a breakthrough, natural alternative that naturally helps the body shed excess fat. It naturally helps improve metabolic health. There are no drugs in it. It's Big Pharma's worst nightmare, and it's guaranteed to solve the problem. Head to badlandshealth.com to get started.
Yeah, guys, check it out. Badlands, what was it? Badlandshealth.com. The Unimate stuff. It's kind of funny. So I started talking about this last week, the product. I'm still drinking it every day. I have a box left, so I'm already getting slightly pre-depressed for when I run out. I'll have to order some more. But this Sunday, we were at my son's flag football game, and my mom came, and she was like, yeah, I've been taking the Unimate for a long time. And I guess I probably should have asked if I can tell the full extent of that story. And she loves the product. She vouches for it. I should probably ask her first before I tell the rest. So yeah, I'll do that. But anyway, great stuff. Absolutely love it. It has fully replaced coffee for me now. I'd encourage you to check it out. Badlandshealth.com. We also got a little bit of Scales gear. These guys are awesome as well. Wear your freedom proudly and celebrate America in style with Scales Freedom Collection. Scales offers a line of long-sleeve performance shirts, butter soft tees, and hats with ocean-inspired patriotic prints. Every piece is designed to keep you cool, protected, and proud to be an American. Shop now at badlandsmedia.tv/scales and enter the code BADLANDS at checkout for 20% off your next purchase. Awesome. Thank you to Scales Gear. Love that stuff as well. And finally, real quick shout out to our upcoming GART conference. If you guys haven't got your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? This conference is going to be fantastic. Love the location. Can't say enough good things. I need to fix one of my layouts here. Hold on. Let's do this one. I guess that didn't really change much. Anyway, yeah, Cocoa Beach. Been there before. The venue's fantastic. Can't guarantee we're going to have single day tickets, but we'll probably have an announcement on that in the coming weeks. Virtual tickets are on sale, and they're at a discount through the 15th, so get your ticket. I think tomorrow we're doing our first exclusive live stream. Probably hop on it for a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's start plugging away, guys. No update on the Doge website. No surprise there. The countdown is still raging on. The shutdown countdown. We're at 7 days and 13 hours now. I guess it's not a countdown. It's a count up. This is how long the government has been shut down. I think I saw a post earlier. Yeah, here it is. According to Kash, now this is just, it's betting odds, government odds. Doesn't necessarily dictate whether or not this is how long the government will be shut down. But according to Kash, it's forecasted to be nearly 24 days, making it the second longest in history. I find it funny that they're like making projections on this. Like if they are projecting out, and I'm not just talking about Kash, I'm talking about just other people too. Like we have no idea how long it'll take, but it's, we're anticipating it to be like 24 days. Is it a real shutdown if you can predict how long it's going to last? Like why do you have insight into how long this thing will last? Unless it's like on a schedule. St. Pete 70, so impacted by the shutdown. New case. I want to see a discussion on how the shutdown has made your lives better. You know what? I did a poll yesterday. It's one of the few posts I did. Only 1,300 votes. So, not a huge sample, but huge enough to where when I asked, has the government shutdown affected your day-to-day life in any way? 96.6% said no. That's a pretty huge margin. Not many people are feeling the effects. Dan MCP Hate says, here's hoping for 61 days. Yeah, keep it shut down. Totally agree. Doesn't affect me at all. I mean, if anything, it kind of gives me more stuff to talk about. It affects me that way. But yeah, you guys know my stance on that. Gold today has, let's see what it got up to. Gold price surpassed 4,000 for the first time on Tuesday as the record-breaking rally that has seen market prices for precious metal surge over the last year continues to chug along. Long considered a safe haven asset. Wow, I won't read the details. You guys know about gold. Badlandsgold.com. Also get your crypto. I don't even know what Bitcoin's at. I haven't looked in like a day. When it's hot, I'll check like every few minutes. I don't trust that price. My phone sometimes takes a while to update. Let me check on River. 123. So it's gone up, gone down, gone up, gone down. Buy the dips, guys. Just a couple new presidential actions on the website, on the White House website. It's Fire Prevention Week. Oh, no, speaking of the timing of that, Fire Prevention Week, and I think that they just arrested the Palisades fire guy. I'm pretty sure. Is that a little bit of a coincidence? Arson suspect charged in connection with deadly Palisades fire. Well, I'm not going to try to bypass this. But anyway, Fire Prevention Week. Only you can prevent forest fires. It's also National Manufacturing Day, 2025. Bring that manufacturing back to the United States. Some latest on the shutdown. The government has now been shut down for over a week. Congress still appears deadlocked on a funding plan. The Senate is voting today again on competing proposals, one from Democrats, one from Republicans, to fund the government. I'm pretty sure the Democrat one did not pass already. I think that vote already took place. I don't know if they've done the Republican one. I'm assuming that will not pass as well. But bracing for missed play, the U.S. military families are figuring out how they'll cope if their paychecks don't arrive on October 15th, as scheduled. House Speaker Mike Johnson signaled House Republicans would not support a standalone bill to pay U.S. troops during the shutdown. Why not? Why not do standalone bills? I personally think that's how all bills should be passed. All funding measures should be single line item voting. When you try to do it all in one fell swoop and the Democrats are trying to squeeze in a bunch of healthcare for illegal immigrants, you won't have that problem if you just do it one little item at a time. The stuff that needs to be funded will be. The stuff that doesn't won't be. Weird. Anyway, travel woes. Travelers are starting to feel the impacts of the shutdown as air traffic controller staffing issues have led to delays at major airports. Do they get paid weekly? Like, when was the last time they got paid? I'm assuming they get paid like every 2 weeks, first of the month ish. So they probably technically haven't even missed a paycheck yet. So why are there delays and stuff and staffing issues? I don't know. Questions over back pay. President Donald Trump suggested some federal workers don't deserve back pay after the shutdown. And I agree with him. I do agree with him. Trump's Truth Social has been pretty active the last 24 hours. We got a bunch of endorsements. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, Chris Smith, New Jersey, Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer. He also said this: Chicago mayor should be in jail for failing to protect ICE officers. Governor Pritzker also. So those are interesting. But then going back even further, some of the other stuff that he posted down here, starting right. Well, let's do these. He posted a couple articles, first of all, talking about the deployment and like history of the deployment of the National Guard or the military here on United States soil. So almost a little bit of justification. It was funny. He actually posted the Chicago Tribune article for one of them. So that's great. But then this is the one that I think is getting my jimmies rustled the most. We'll probably talk about it in the Power Hour. This is a letter, and I've been trying to find the full context of where this came from. I dug through a little bit of the Kennedy files and the presidential library there online to see if I could find it. But this is from Robert F. Kennedy back in 63, 64 time period, likely 63, discussing the deployment of National Guard troops to Alabama for I'm assuming the segregation stuff. And so this is what it says. And also, I was trying to figure out what these like white things are. At first, I thought it was a glare. So I was like, okay, well, why is there glare? But I don't think it's a glare. It looks like error in the copy or a whiteout or something. I don't know. Because it's clearly covering fully some of the stuff. But anyway, let me read this. U.S. Code, those provisions authorize the president, and clearly it's not like the full thing. We were missing all the context before. Provisions authorize the president, when faced with such unlawful obstructions against the authority of the United States as existed in Alabama, to call into federal service such of the militia of any state and use such of the armed forces as he considers necessary, 10 U.S.C. 332, and to use the militia or the armed forces or both, something, other means. The militia of the United States includes the National Guard, meaning the Army National Guard and the Air National Guard of the several states. In furtherance of the president's order, the Secretary of Defense immediately called into active military service all of the units and members of the Army National Guard and Air National Guard of the state of Alabama to serve in the active military service of the United States for an indefinite period and until relieved by appropriate orders. This call was transmitted by the Secretary of the Army, acting by direction of and under delegation of authority from the Secretary of Defense. Copies of the Department Army message, blah, blah, blah. It is apparent that the Alabama National Guard was properly called into federal service pursuant to 10 U.S.C. 332-4 in accordance with the procedure provided in those sections. Since the call did not invoke the authority of 10 U.S.C. 3500 referred to by Mr. Bowen, the procedure prescribed by that section was not used. I trust that the foregoing information will be of assistance to you. We have no idea who he's writing it to. Probably somebody providing a legal challenge. Yes, I wasn't born until the 90s. Whiteout is the 70s version of spell check, John. Yeah. I don't know if it's whiteout, but I don't know what that is. Probably some error in the copy, or I don't know. Just looks weird. But regardless, I was looking to find the original. Couldn't do it. So I'm going to keep looking. Maybe I'll have it by tonight. Maybe somebody's already found it. I just haven't really spent much time on social media. I did plug it into AI to see if I could find it, and it sent me to a link, and there's nothing there. So we'll see. Rocky's girl, Joe Lang, believes Trump already invoked the Insurrection Act, and I agree with him. I like I said before, it's definitely possible that that's true. An argument can certainly be made. I do think he's already invoked continuity government plan. Could it have been done in conjunction with Insurrection Act? I don't know. We'll probably get some revealing information on that, though, in the near future. Trump also had a post about pregnant women. Don't use Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. Hammering that home. Yeah, that's that. Tune in tonight, guys, for the Power Hour. We're going to discuss the Insurrection Act stuff in more detail then. The Texas Attorney General launches undercover investigations into leftist groups. So I'm assuming this is in conjunction with whatever Trump and the the DOJ is doing. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton on Tuesday announced that his office has launched undercover operations to identify and dismantle leftist terror cells following recent incidents of political violence. It's not really that undercover if you're announcing it publicly. Like if you were Antifa and somebody was like, hey, there's this article where they're going to try to infiltrate you using undercover people, you'd probably be a lot more rigorous in how you open up your group. And honestly, I'd have to imagine that somebody other than Ken Paxton in Texas has already infiltrated that group long ago. But anyway, it is interesting. He's doing it. At least he's talking about it. Comey arraigned in Virginia. DOJ brings in 2 out-of-state prosecutors. Head of former FBI Director James Comey's arraignment in Virginia, the Justice Department added 2 assistant U.S. attorneys from the Eastern District of North Carolina to the case. Comey made his first court appearance Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern at the Albert V. Bryan United States Courthouse in the Eastern District of Virginia. The hearing was overseen by District Judge Michael S. Nachmanoff, a Biden appointee, who set the trial date for January 5th. His wife Patrice and daughter Maureen were seen waiting outside the courthouse that morning. Indicted last month by a grand jury that heard evidence from Lindsey Halligan, the new U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Comey pleaded not guilty to charges of making a false statement and obstruction related to his 2020 Senate testimony in the FBI's Russia hoax investigation. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes, I guess. But again, I honestly don't really care about this specific charge they've indicted him with. I feel like he's done far worse. But I repeat myself. I've said that so many times now. The Senate Republicans used the nuclear option to confirm 107 Trump nominees. Senate Republicans on Tuesday approved 107 of President Trump's nominees in a largely party-line vote, invoking the Senate's nuclear option to fast-track the process and sharply reduce the backlog of pending confirmations. The newly confirmed officials include several of Trump's high-profile allies, such as former Senate candidate and ex-NFL star Herschel Walker, who's now the ambassador to the Bahamas. That's a nice gig. Longtime ambassador Sergio Gore, he's the U.S. ambassador to India. Whole bunch of other ones. This marked the second time Republicans use a recent rule change dubbed the nuclear option to bypass Democratic delays. Why can't they just do this every time? The nuclear option here is they do it, and it's supposed to hurt the bipartisanship of our government, which hasn't actually existed in forever. I mean, in a way it has, because they're all part of the uniparty. But the bipartisanship, as they like to sell, exists, doesn't actually exist. It really hasn't for some time. So just do this all the time. Who cares? This should never not be the way. Especially now that you've already done it once. Like if we're pretending that bipartisanship exists and you don't want the other side to do it, I mean, you already did it once. The left's going to do it now all the time if they ever get back in, if we don't fix our elections. So just go ham. Just keep doing it. Should never not be the nuclear option. We got this. FBI has fired employees, shuts down CR-15 squad after revelations of monitoring GOP lawmakers. So this is a good move. We talked about that story a little bit yesterday. He announced on Tuesday, FBI Director Kash Patel, that we are cleaning up a diseased temple 3 decades in the making, identifying the rot, removing those who weaponize law enforcement for political purposes, and those who do not meet the standards of this mission while restoring integrity to the FBI. I promise reform, and I intend to deliver it, Patel said in a statement to Fox News. Patel also addressed the moves on X, writing, transparency is important and accountability is critical. We promised both, and this is what promises kept looks like. We terminated employees. We abolished the weaponized CR-15 squad. We initiated an ongoing investigation with more accountability measures ahead. Pam Bondi and Dick Durbin is fire. Let me check that out. John, where do you want to be the ambassador of? Whew, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't have a passport. I've never left the country. So I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But let's watch this. This was sent over by St. Pete.
The word is, and I think it's been confirmed by the White House, they are going to transfer Texas National Guard units to the state of Illinois. What's the rationale for that?
Yeah, Chairman, as you shut down the government, you voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you, I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago. If you're not going to protect your citizens, President Trump will.
The word is
I mean, that is good. Definitely good. New Case in the chat says, the more that Trump makes these shutdown appointments, the more Dems will feel pressured to cave on their shutdown demands. Maybe, but here's the thing. Again, the Senate can do this anytime they want. It doesn't have to be shut down for the nuclear option. So just do it. Doesn't matter. I mean, maybe they'll cave regardless. I'm curious to see who caves. I can't imagine it's going to be Trump's side. Maybe it will, but I just, the political motivations we're being told that are like behind the Democrats not getting in line to vote on this thing, it just doesn't make logical sense to me. I feel like they'd vote on it regardless, and just like they already got their campaign talking points, and now for them to be the ones to cave doesn't look good. It makes them look worse for either side. So yeah, it doesn't look good. I do think we could be in for an extended shutdown, which is fine. Totally fine. We've talked about it so many times. A federal judge, this is interesting. A federal judge rules that Biden exceeded authority with his offshore drilling ban. A federal judge in Louisiana has ruled that Joe Biden overstepped his authority by withdrawing large areas of U.S. coastlines from future offshore oil and gas development. U.S. District Judge James Comey in Lake Charles sided with Republican-led states and oil and gas industry groups that challenged Biden's move to protect all federal waters off the east and west coasts, the eastern Gulf of Mexico, isn't it the Gulf of America now, and parts of the northern Bering Sea in Alaska. Biden used the 70-year-old Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act to issue the withdrawals during the final days of his term. Weeks later, President Trump signed an EO repealing the effort. Judge Comey ruled the withdrawal was illegal because it was intended to be permanent, noting that similar actions by President Obama were also designed to be enduring. Comey wrote that such permanent withdrawals constituted a departure from the executive branch's long-standing practice and exceed the authority granted under 12A of OCSLA. You know, I would argue, I think many would, that the federal judge ruled Biden exceeded his authority because he wasn't legitimately elected to the office of the presidency. That's where I'm at. New case, since John is essentially Canadian, being a North Dakotan, why not make him ambassador to Canada? Still have to get a passport. That just seems like a lot of work. Whatever happened to the Keystone Pipeline? That's a good question. I don't know. Let me ask comment. Whatever happened? I think it got reinstalled or reopened or whatever. To the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline was officially canceled in June 2021. In 2025, President Trump made public moves to revive the project. The resumption faces serious challenges, including expired permits, dismantled infrastructure, lack of committed developer, and persistent opposition from environmentalists and indigenous groups. The horror. The segment has experienced occasional shutdowns due to leaks, most recently so the main Keystone Pipeline, this is the original one, built in 2010, continues to operate and transports crude oil from Canada to refiners in the U.S. Midwest and Gulf Coast. The segment has experienced occasional shutdowns due to leaks, most recently in North Dakota in April of 2025. Whoopsie. I swear it was me. But repairs and environmental cleanup have been ongoing, with the line restarted at reduced pressure. There you go. You can get a passport at a post office. Have you been to a post office recently? It's miserable. It is miserable. Yeah, Terrible Tim 17, 1380 viewers, only 159 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, people. Yeah, do me that favor. Give me a little thumb action. I'd appreciate that. Make sure you're doing that on all our videos. If you're popping in to say hi in the chat, you also got to pop in to hit that thumbs up. Yeah, Keystone XL is the new one. Diplomatic immunity. New Gaze is making some great points. I would need much more in return than just diplomatic immunity, though, if I'm going to be an ambassador to Canada, of all places. If I'm going to get that immunity, I'll want to go somewhere warmer, like golf more routinely or something. Maybe in retirement, I'll pursue ambassadorship somewhere. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's keep going here. I don't have a whole lot more, but Federally funded researchers bury results on COVID vaccine effect on the liver, kidney risks in youth. The NIH-funded study of long COVID and reinfection hides findings on risks stratified by vaccination status deep in a supplement, contradicting researchers' conclusions and media narrative that vaccines are the answer. So basically, our taxes paid for some researchers to investigate COVID vaccine effects, and they buried the story. A lot of stories lately about the previous administration burying stories. Oh, hey, here we go. This is that Palisades Fire guy, Uber driver. It's kind of nuts. There was also a story. This one I thought was weird. Man faces hate crime charges over 100 plus explosives. Threats outside cathedral ahead of SCOTUS event. He allegedly carried a manifesto targeting Catholics, Jews, Supreme Court justices, and ICE. Police say they arrested the New Jersey man with hundreds of homemade explosives. I'm surprised he only got charged with hate crimes. I guess I'll probably get the domestic terrorism sentencing enhancement. EC was here. I thought his name was Climate Change. That's funny. Denise Dickens, I always have a great time at the post office. They are friendly and helpful, just regular people like us. Yeah, it's not the people working at the post office that I'm taking issue with. It's just like being there in general. There's always a line, a super long line, and the people working there are great, but there isn't many of them, and so it takes a long time to get through there. It's like if I'm going to go to the post office, I know I have to dedicate like 45 minutes of my time minimum just to like do whatever I need to do. And then I'm pretty sure you might have to like set an appointment to get a passport. I don't know. I'm not seriously considering doing anything anytime soon, especially the ambassadorship. So I'm not too concerned about the post office stuff. Let's see what else I had. Speaker Johnson was kind of making fun of Jeffries about the debate thing. Oh, there's this article I wanted to read. Let me archive it. Because Politico is talking about why Trump hasn't invoked the Insurrection Act yet. I thought it was an interesting headline. White House confident courts will greenlight their Portland plan. Trump is telegraphing Plan B. Well, this is weird. That was not the title that they have on Politico right now. Like the title right now on Politico is this: why Trump hasn't invoked the Insurrection Act yet. And then when you go to the archive link, this is what it says. So this is what it was originally. President Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act if federal courts bar him from sending National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. It's a tactic that President has been anxious to use, but several key allies and White House officials don't think he'll need it, at least for now. They are confident the Trump administration will prevail in court after a federal judge twice blocked the White House's efforts to send troops into Oregon because she ruled that the president's move lacked legal basis. Yeah, okay. The administration has appealed to the Ninth Circuit of Appeals and almost certainly take the case to the Supreme Court if needed. To be frank, if somebody wants 20-1 odds that this temporary restraining order would survive Supreme Court review, I'd give it to them, said Will Chamberlain, senior counsel at the Article 3 Project and a Trump-aligned legal organization founded in 2019. That's how strongly I think this is doomed to be revised or reversed. I mean, I would agree that that's like most of the things Trump does. They aren't doing anything that is like actually legally questionable. I'm still not sure we've seen an actual Trump move that has been challenged that when getting to the Supreme Court has actually been overturned. Like they've greenlit Trump on almost everything. Bay Arthur's dick, the horse persists, John. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Did I hear somebody requesting some thumb action? You sure did, man. You did, Adam Carpenter. Okay, what else? I think there was like 2 more things, but now I can't find them. Again, I'm purposely keeping the show short today because I have to finish something. But then tomorrow, I should be back to regular full type stream. And then again tonight, Power Hour. That'll be the usual long show, I'm sure. But yeah, that is all I got. I do encourage you guys, if you're, wanting to get more content, to go on over to Ghost Show, which let me check if they're live still. Hold for processing here. Breaking history. They are still live. They have a guest on who's really solid. And I don't know. I think you should check them out. So that's what I'm going to end here. I'm going to play the soft disclosure ad. I don't think I saw any rants come through. Play the soft disclosure ad, raid you over to Ghosts and Matt Ehret's Breaking History. And then I'll be back tonight on the Power Hour, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And then again, tomorrow here, 1 p.m. Eastern, should be back to normal flow of the show. And in the coming days, you'll see what I've been up to. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, and I will see you this evening. Oh, we got one rant that came in. Secrets, John. The white dots on the document appear to be reflections of ceiling lights. It's probably behind glass in the library. You're welcome. That's what I thought too, but I don't know. Phil Scarborough, is mom getting her cooking show or nah? Not yet. We'll see. I haven't made any commitments to that. Spetzel, so much bull on Breaking History today. Yeah, some people, you may not agree. I'm not telling you have to agree. And it's okay not to agree. You can voice your disagreements. Still interesting. Yeah, Rhodey. Wow, we are all feeling the shutdowns now, losing 30 minutes a show. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll make it up to you guys with some bonus content. That's the project I'm working on. So stay tuned. And we'll see you guys tonight on the Power Hour.
They say confidence starts with a smooth skin. And baby, soft disclosure lotion delivers.
I swear by this stuff. Like, I kid you guys not. This is the first lotion I've ever had in my entire life that, like, I don't get ashy after I put it on any part of my body. Like, my hands are always dry, and my hands have not gotten ashy without, like, rinsing them through water and washing them with soap since I started putting soft disclosure on. Like, it is black man approved. I kid you not.
Black man approved. You heard him. And let's be real. If it can handle his hands, it can handle anything.
Feet are like, they get so dry, like the heels of them, it'll just kind of like flake off. Like, but with soft disclosure, once you put it on, like it starts to absorb it.
Yeah, he went there. Don't worry, we won't show you his feet, but trust us, they're smoother too. Soft Disclosure Lotion is made with aloe, goat's milk, honey, and our exclusive oil blend that actually restores your skin barrier. Visit softdisclosure.com, use code BADLANDS, and get 15% off.